Hello guys, welcome back to our channel. My name is Merit.
And I'm Nanefia Stella. So today we are back again with another video from Charlie Kirk. So today Charlie Kirk runs ring around Trump haters. So guys, without further ado, let's get started.
So I do have massive disagreements with you, but I do want to thank you for coming and speaking with us. I don't agree with people trying to silence you from speaking. I don't think that's right. So thank you for coming and speaking with us. I don't really understand this idea that President Trump is anti-establishment, because I think his record shows that he's actually really establishment. So just a couple examples, like he took Barack Obama's drone strikes, which had a 90% civilian casualty rate, and it was a bunch of war crimes that Barack Obama committed with that, killed innocent civilians and everything. Trump took that and he increased Obama's drone strikes by 432%. And even his first raid as president, the raid in Yemen killed an 8-year-old American girl. And like another example, he filled his cabinet with like war hawks like John Bolton, who's never met a war he didn't like.
That's true.
Swampy people like Alexander Acosta, who he was literally the guy that like brokered the sweetheart deal for Jeffrey Epstein. So I don't get and even his voting record, like Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer, they voted with him like 78% of the time. Liz Cheney voted 90%.
Thanks for being here. Let me challenge you, because there's a pretty obvious point here. If he was not anti-establishment, why does the establishment try to put him in prison for 500 years?
So,
hold on a second.
Yeah.
And by the way, on this drone thing, he might have continued drone programs. Did he not try to end the Afghan war? In fact, he was the only one in the room trying to end the war in Afghanistan. And finally, if he was pro-establishment, how many new wars were started under Donald Trump?
Well, so for the establishment trying to lock him up, I do think there's legitimate crimes there. We can disagree on that, but I do agree that the establishment.
We're definitely going to disagree on that.
I do agree that the establishment it is a politically motivated thing, because I think if he decided not to run, they wouldn't be going after him. So I do think it's political, but I don't think it changes the fact that those are legitimate crimes. But I don't think the establishment is scared of his how he would govern. What the establishment hates more about Donald Trump is that whenever he's running for president, he exposes the corruption in the establishment, and he has a way of making it seem like he's not part of them while playing the game while governing. So I don't think they're so scared of his
let's talk about 3 policy issues.
Yes.
What is the establishment regime position on trade?
Establishment?
Unlimited amount of trade, foreign products coming in, free trade. What was Trump's position? Tariffs on China, right? Renegotiating NAFTA. What is the establishment position on global type contracts? For example, Paris Peace Treaty. Trump got out of it, right? Blew up all this stuff at the UN. How about another issue? Immigration. What is the regime standard position on immigration? Invade the world, invite the world, as many people as possible. Trump put a travel ban on from China and had a terror watch list ban for any country in the Middle East. So I could go position by position, not to mention, look at Trump fired Comey. Yeah, you agree with that one.
Yeah, but
what kind of establishment guy fires the head of the FBI and then has to experience a 2-year investigation launched by Mueller, which was complete lies?
I think that investigation was BS too, but he put in Christopher Wray. Christopher Wray right now was protecting the Biden administration.
Fair enough. So that's a fair point.
He puts in establishment people.
So your argument is purely on personnel. And let me just say this. Donald Trump, as Rush Limbaugh would say, selects personnel that is perplexing at times. But what I think you will agree with is that his instincts and many of his major policy actions were generationally and transformationally against the regime establishment of the last 40 years in both political parties. And whether it be war, immigration, trade, international type agreements. And understand, he was the only one that was fighting, and these people would come in and they'd lie to him. I'm going to be an FBI director with this. And he will be the first one to say, should have handled Fauci differently, should have handled Birx differently. But you know what? If you want to see Donald Trump unleashed, wait for term 2 Donald Trump to be able to go after the administrative state. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. That was a constructive conversation. Thank you.
I think I've seen this video before, and when I saw it, I said wait for Trump 2.0, because I think the first tenure of Donald Trump, he did a lot, and based on what Charlie said, he was like a one-man army. Like, he was everywhere. Everyone felt American. You see, we felt that the American that we all know, the American that is powerful, that no one can intimidate. Trump placed American back there, that the world was afraid of America. And that is what we are not seeing right now. If imagine if something should happen and the current president of America says something like, okay, people will listen, but it's unlike Trump. When Trump was there, it was like there was a fire sitting down there that everyone needs to listen to. And I miss that energy, from the United States. And I think we are praying for that energy to be back again, because during his administration there was nothing like war. We're not seeing this Russian.
I mean, he had that policy.
Yeah, we're not seeing Russia and Ukraine war. We're not seeing Israel and what's it called, Gaza. There was nothing like that, and everyone was, even if there was the place was tense, but you see there was peace, and that is what we want. And I think the border jumping and all, Charlie have been pushing about this. He have been talking about this border jumping, this ban on immigration and stuff like that, and I think it's good, because you don't let everyone into your country. I know America is a developed country. That's why everyone is trying to find their way into there, because of this mindset that when they get there, they will get a good job and they'll be rich and stuff like that. And everyone wants to be rich. That's the truth. Me, I want to be rich. But if I'm going to go to a country illegally and I will not be allowed to work or do the kind of work I can do, or be able to get a permanent stay in that country simply because of the way I entered, I don't think I would want to go to that country. You see, because that's my personal take. I would prefer to enter the country legally so that I can get my legal paper, do my legal job and every other thing. What do you think?
I think, as the president, you need to put your country first. Everyone will do it. Even if you are the president, you obviously put your country first. That's true. You block some way that that obviously. And he said he put a ban on the middle people. I think country from the Middle East.
Yeah.
Was that time they were always war in the Middle East. So he banned that immigration force from you understand. So I think it's really a good idea. And I watched a video. Charlie was talking about this. Was talking about Donald Trump's policy. He said he brought that policy when he became the president. I think when his first term, he brought this no war policy, and it actually really helped, because it didn't really help America alone. It really helped the world, because at that time he was able to stop Afghanistan war and made that policy that he said zero war during his tenure. And indeed, it was zero war during his tenure. Not now that we have this, Gaza and Israel war going on. So assuming Donald Trump was one on power, I think this thing has been resolved. I'm not campaigning, I'm not Charlie. I cannot campaign.
I'm campaigning for Trump.
Okay, that was quick. I'm not campaigning, but I think Trump was fired. Yeah. Because everyone knew about Trump. Like, even a kid, if you ask a kid the president of America, the person will tell you he's Donald Trump. Because that man was a man of his word. Like, people really scared him, and his sense of humor is something that I will always love about him. Yeah. So I think, Trump 2.0. I think I'm not campaigning, excuse me.
Anyway, let us know what you think of the conversation. It is the first time visiting the channel. Click on the subscribe button. Thanks for watching, and remember this.